Guess what? SK Vibemaker interviews are hotter.
SK Vibemaker, Rinse FM, my interviews are hotter. And today in the virtual room, I am very happy to have a very special guest hailing from Dallas, Texas. It's Kaash Paige. What's happening?
What's popping, man? It's over here really bobbing, man.
Jeez, how you doing today? I know that the weather's probably lovely over there, and in London we ain't having too much good weather, so we're kind of jealous at the moment.
What kind of weather y'all got over there?
You know what? The sky's a little bit blue, man, but it's kind of cold today, like it usually is.
I like the cold weather. It's too hot in Texas right now. Like, you go outside, you be like, damn, am I in hell? Like, what is this? Like, for real, it's too hot out here.
Really? You might be the first Texan that I've ever spoken to that says they don't like the hot weather.
I love being in the cold. Like, I want to move to Canada.
Okay, then. Up in the mountains and all of that.
Yeah, like, I feel like the cold swag, like, you can actually dress when it's cold. I feel like when it's hot, like, you have nothing but to wear, like, literally a t-shirt and shorts.
Well, listen, your name, your status has definitely been rising over the last 12 months. People are definitely getting to know you. But, you know, for those that don't know, just give us like a brief musical history into the life of Kaash Paige.
Well, Kaash Paige is an artist that is 19 years old, graduated from Timberview High School in Grand Prairie, really just jumped off the porch out of high school and just, you know, just strived to be in the music industry. Super ambitious and just started going. I hooked up with my homie Sonic Major, and we kind of just created the sound of Kaash Paige. And ever since then, you know, God's been, you know, pouring his blessings down on us.
Straight, and definitely quite a distinctive sound you've got. And at 19 years old as well, to have your debut album already out is quite bold, man. There's a lot of artists that, you know, like to put out EPs and mixtapes and that before they put out their big project. But what was the method behind your decision to put out your debut album so early?
Oh no, I'm a Capricorn, so I kind of just go out like the boss energy and just being super ambitious. I'm like, man, I already put out my EP when I was 18. Like, Park Car Convos did good. That was awareness. That was like the introduction to who I am. But then I was like, this debut, like, this is going to be the introduction to the sound that I have going, because it's only going to get better. So, you know, I just wanted to keep putting out art. I feel like singles is cool, but it was just like, I had 8 songs out. It's like, nah, y'all need more art right now. So I just wanted to drop a project and just see how people, you know, mess with it.
Definitely respecting it. Teenage Fever is the name of the debut album. So we kind of touched on it just there for a little bit. Nowadays, a lot of the newer artists are quite prolific with their output and fans definitely expect it. So how do you as a new artist deal with that supply and demand situation?
It's just more like how I'm raised and how I'm just like, my mindset, my mentality is really just do what you love. This is my passion, you know, so I'm always going to have that ambition just to always want more, always just put out and, you know, like show love. I believe in whatever you put out is what you receive back. And I feel like the music with Teenage Fever, I'm 19. This is my last year being a teenager. So it was like I had to put out this art so people can feel the emotions that, you know, everybody has felt as growing up. Like, I just wanted to be real relatable.
Talk to us about that moment in your young life and your young career thus far that you felt like you were a serious artist, because it all seems like it's happened quite quickly.
I'm not gonna hold you. It hasn't even hit me yet that, like, I'm a serious artist. Like, I feel like I've been telling people, like, it's not gonna hit me till when the states open back up and I had that one show and everybody in the crowd singing my song. Like, that's when it's gonna hit me. Like, other than that, I'm just gonna keep going.
So what about the point where you felt like you found your voice? Like, you felt like, yes, my voice has got to a stage where, you know, it's developed enough. When was that point that you felt that?
I felt that whenever I started being very vulnerable in my music. I was like, really talking about the life you live is just like, it's heartbreaking, but it's soothing at the same time, because you never know, the listeners, you know, can relate to that. So it was kind of like, this is my sound. My sound is, I'm not going to say toxic, but my sound is toxic. My sound is raw, like uncut, just like really keeping it real. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the beat selection, I've always listened to, you know, neo soul and alternative rock. So I kind of just wanted to, you know, like build that around, you know, my lyrics. I love instrumentation.
Definitely very vulnerable with it. Definitely, you know, heart on your sleeve, on your shoulder. Is that something which comes very natural and very easy for you?
Yeah, because you have to understand, like, me being as young as I am and getting into the industry so fast, I had to meet a lot of snakes. Like, I had to grow real quick. So being jaded and just having fake friends, like users, just different situations. It kind of just built me like into the person I am today, and just like the music that I'm making.
Navigating through the snakes and all of that, I'm sure much of that happened back in your place, man, that you grew up in, Dallas, Texas. Talk to us about the place in Dallas, Texas that you grew up in that shaped you as a human, the specific place.
It was just more like whenever I was in high school, everybody, everybody was doing music, and I was super into sports. So I was like, people doing, like, I was a follower at the time because I didn't have a voice of my own. I didn't, I used to be picked on. So it was kind of like, I used to think everybody was better than me. That's why Kaash means kill all arrogance, stop hatred. So I just never had a voice of my own. I made my song. Everybody was rocking with it. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, this is the start of something. But I was on SoundCloud. And so then I remember like just doing these little shows with my band or whatever, like house parties. I was like, all right, people really coming and they really showing love to us. Like, I feel like, something's finna change. Like, people finna get hit. And it was just like, we weren't getting paid for these shows. And I was like, I'm not doing another show till I'm getting paid, because I didn't have a job. Like, I didn't want to go to college. Like, I just had manifestation and dreams. You feel me? So it was just like, I always spoke positivity every single day. And it was just like the next day, whenever my mom really got on me for not having a job and not applying for college, like, Def Jam hit me. And it was kind of like my life started changing after that. Like, you start seeing people want to be around more, like, yo, like, let's link up. Like, we wasn't linked up when I was, like, now I'm in New York, but we wasn't linked up when I was back in Texas. Like, it's just like different energies. Everybody wants to be around and take.
I mean, put on for your borough, man. Like, where's the place in Dallas, Texas that you're from?
I'm from Grand Prairie.
Grand Prairie. I mean, is that uptown? Is that downtown? I mean,
Grand Prairie is kind of like the suburbs. Like, Selena Gomez is from Grand Prairie.
You put us on, man. I've never heard of that place.
Yeah, Grand Prairie is just like, it's a little suburban area where it's just real cool, real chill. And then I had moved to like actual like Dallas, and I moved to uptown when I was 18.
We're definitely getting a lot of knowledge today, man. A lot of insight into Kaash Paige.
Guess what? SK Vibemaker interviews are hot.
Frank Ocean, definitely one of my favorite songs in your discography so far. I mean, talk to us about what Frank Ocean means to Kaash Paige.
Well, I honestly believe Frank Ocean as a person, his aesthetic is just amazing. He's super chill, super mellow, and it's like he gives loner vibes, but he gives super cool loner vibes. It's not like, like the loners that don't really want to talk. It's kind of like, man, I'm just here. I'm here living life. I'm just, happy. And he kind of just inspired like my sound and the way I move. And when I made Frank Ocean, it was just like, I think about you. It's kind of like a reference of Thinking About You, the song that he made. And I just kind of wanted to make it into my own.
For those that don't know, Kaash Paige is definitely still a teenager. And the name of the album is Teenage Fever. So just break down the title for everyone who's wondering.
Teenage Fever is just every emotion and aspect of life that a teenager goes through. That's being 15, 16, whatever. Like, every emotion that I went through, I just want to put it into my songs and just show, like, everything that was up, from depression to love to, like smoking, just anything that we went through. High school, bullies.
You definitely got a significant amount of tattoos over your body that we've seen. Are you very spontaneous when it comes to getting the tattoos, or do you plan like a few weeks or months before to get one? How does it go down?
Man, I'm that friend that's down for everything. Like, literally, we can, like, my friends be like, yo, I'm about to go to the tattoo shop. I'm like, say less. Let me search up something I'm finna get. Like, that's me. Like, I love art. I believe, like, some people say you shouldn't get tattoos unless it's meaningful to you. And honestly, I feel like whatever you want to do and how you want to live your life is how you should live. You should never live by nobody else's rules, So it's just like, I believe tattoos are amazing art. Should you get them from everybody? Hell no. But like, if you think if you think it's a dope image and you want it tattooed on your body, like, go for it.
Say nothing, just get them. You know what I mean? I haven't got one single tattoo on my body, just for the record, and I'm not judging anyone that's got loads of tattoos like you, Kaash. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. I see a lot of good tattoos. I don't know if it's the pain I don't want, but you know what I mean? Maybe one day I might change my mind.
You got to get a tattoo when I come to the UK.
Yeah, that sounds like a motive still.
Guess what? SK Vibemaker interviews are hot.
So, Grammy week. I just want to be successful. How high on the Kaash Paige to-do list is winning a Grammy or awards like that? Is it something you think about much?
that's already set in stone. That's already manifested. You know, man, I already know that's coming real soon. So just having those type of ambitions and desires, like I feel like if you want it and you work hard enough for it, you can achieve that. And I, whenever I made Grammy Week, I was actually in LA during Grammy Week with Don, and I was just like, man, like I'm just gonna manifest on this track. Like that's why I was talking at the beginning with the intro. I'm like, hey man, it's Grammy Week. I know you ready. Like it was just pretty lit. It was a good time.
Straight up. I mean, the connection between you and Don Toliver working the second time after his song Euphoria. I mean, both of you have got this sort of unconventional vocal approach. How is it working with Don Toliver?
Don is a beast. Like I've never seen, besides Wayne, I've never seen somebody go into the booth and just literally like just kill it. Any beat he hears, he goes to the booth. He's like, oh yeah, I like that one. And he just goes in there and just starts singing. And I'm like, dang, like I have to literally sit down and listen to a few more beats or I'm just gonna cook up. But nah, like he's a beast in it.
It sounds like a joint EP between you guys would be a very good idea.
Man, I would love that.
Maybe in the future.
Nah, for sure. I'll hit him up, see what's popping with that. That sounds fire. Especially put on for Texas.
Now, being under the Roc Nation banner, management and that, how does that feel, man? That's definitely a conglomerate which has a lot of history and you're part of that.
Man, Roc Nation management, that is my team. That is my family. You know, they really care for me. And it's not, they don't know Kaash Paige. They know Kyla. You feel me? So I feel like the fact that they really know Kyla and they want to get to know Kyla more, you know, like that's real to me. And so, you know, we just been building up and creating a crazy team and just going hard, making moves every single day. And I'm just, you know, I'm glad to be a part of that Roc Nation familia. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I'm a person that I really appreciate lyricism, whether it's vocal, whether it's rapping, I just really appreciate lyricism. Now, you've got this lyric that says, did you miss me enough to drink? Did you drink enough to miss me? That's on London. I hope people really realize the genius in that line. How does a usual writing session or track making process with Kaash Paige go down?
So whenever I'm making music, I kind of just freestyle it or whatever. Whenever I made that line, I seen it on, I don't know if you be on Twitter, but it was like some little Pinterest or some little, it was like a little quote. And I was like, damn, that's real. Let me see. I was like, I don't think nobody ever used that in a song. So I was like, bet. And I just went with it. And it was just kind of like, that's true. Do you ever drink enough that you miss somebody, or it's like you just miss me because you drunk? You know, it's just weird. So I was like, this is how I'm feeling. I'm at the London right now. I'm with my bros. We pouring up, and like it was just a time to celebrate life, just being, you know, happy and just living.
So are you pretty prolific with your writing? You say that you freestyle, you just go in the booth. Are you?
Yeah, I don't write nothing. I just freestyle, literally go in a booth and just go. Like whatever comes to my brain at the moment, like I'm gonna just say it.
That's a big skill, man. That's not a skill to be underestimated.
My whole projects, all my projects are like freestyle. Every single song I've dropped is freestyle.
Wow.
Besides love songs, I wrote love songs.
You wrote that one down. Well, I'm a little bit disappointed. I think people can get the gist of it from the song London, that London you're referring to is not actually the city London in the UK. It's like, it's a hotel or something? Or is it like a gathering place, right?
It's a hotel. It's a luxurious hotel in LA.
You need to get yourself to London, man. Obviously not now at the moment. It's a bit mad, but have you ever been here before?
No, I've never been. I was supposed to go this year, but it'll happen in due time. I know whenever I go, it's going to be super turned. I'm going to show the city so much love.
Guess what? SK Vibemaker interviews are hot time.
So listen, man, let's talk about London then. What did you want people to take from this song?
Whenever people hear London, I just want you to like just appreciate life and appreciate, like, you know, cherish the moments you spend with your friends. Like, you don't got to be at the London. You can be at your house. Like, it doesn't really matter. Just always appreciate what's given and just take life for granted. You don't know whenever you're going to be here tomorrow or, you know, whenever. So just have fun. I feel like this lifestyle we live is a YOLO life, and I feel like just treat every day like it's your last.
What's your favorite song that you've written to date and why?
My favorite song that I've written, damn, it has to be love songs. Like, it's just the fact that I know I wrote that song and it popped how it did. Like, I made that song probably 2 summers ago. And the fact that it popped like last year huge was just amazing to me, because it's like, damn, like God really does have timing for people. And whenever I listen back to it, I'm like, dang, I was like 17. I was either 17 or 16 when I made that song. And it's just like, how are my lyrics like that? You know, like they was
Yeah.
just wild. Like how was I saying double couple, but I'm bleeding on you? Like what? Like
It came to you
that's just
naturally.
wild.
I mean, when you think back, how did you go about sharpening your songwriting pen? Because again, that's nothing to be underestimated.
It was just really like I was into poetry. So it was like, how can I make my lyrics make you feel a certain type of way? Like you have to feel where I'm coming from or it's not gonna make sense.
And you make it sound so easy.
I think that's why they call me toxic, man.
Before they press play on the album, what should they expect from Teenage Fever?
From Teenage Fever, everybody should expect versatility and just, hella instrumentation. I have strings, I have bass lines. Like I just have, like crazy instruments. Me and my bros produced it. So just know it's all this music coming from the heart. It's our passion and it's just like, it's life. It's the life I live and I'm sharing my story with y'all.
And it's just the beginning and the future is looking very bright. It's looking very, very bright.
Thank you so much, for real.
Hey, listen,
and many blessings to everything you have going on as well.
Guess what? SK Vibemaker interviews are hot.